Damn it, Chloe. Damn it, Chloe. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, Marco. Damn it. 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 Damn it.
Damn it. Damn it. Welcome to Chatterbox Bearcats, everyone. Talking some hoops, emergency show, Big Slime, Jalen Haynes, the George Mason transfer who brought an edge, who brought a big body, who brought some athleticism for someone of that size, who brought an important skill set that the Bearcats don't have a ton of, that is a bruiser. And he's out. How long is he out? That is the question, but it is a lower body injury out indefinitely per the reports. And when you hear indefinitely, you think we may not be seeing him anytime soon. Chuck, Walter, Eric Lilly, we're breaking this down. We're going to talk about the TV schedule that's out for Cincinnati and look forward to the Michigan exhibition game on Friday that's on TV that will warrant a post-game show. All these things on the program today. Oh, God, Wes Miller can't catch a break, Lily. How are we feeling?
You know me, Mr. Positivity. I'm not full skies falling yet. I am bummed out about this because all year last year with the Z's and the bigs, and for years now, honestly. Like Jamil was pretty decent in the post. He, didn't have everything we wanted, but we thought we had our post guy. We thought, like the whole Aziz thing last year where you're getting just dunks and it had to be a perfect pick and roll. It had to be in transition. This was our, maybe our offense takes the next level here because we have both. It now does not have both. And respectfully, Tyler McKinley, we're excited about him. He does have a post game in his repertoire from what we've seen on YouTube in high school, but
he's a freshman.
Right now, I'm feeling like we don't have it at all, is how I'm looking at it. And we're back to the old pick and roll.
Yeah, expect Lob City in Fifth Third Arena. We've seen a ton of this. And here's the issue, is you're now entering the season without your leading scorer that you expected to bring back. And say whatever you want about Jizzle James. We'll have this debate because you'll go public on the record and say maybe addition by subtraction. I'll call you asinine, and we can have this debate later on the show. But Jalen Haynes was a big that you brought in. So you lose your leading scorer from a season ago and a big, both of whom you spent NIL on, both of whom you expected to play significant roles, or else Jizzle wouldn't have been coming back. And now Wes Miller goes into the season without both of them. You're relying heavily on a freshman to be one of your good scorers, because if Sean Abayev is not ready, and that would not be his fault by any means, although the talk has been that he can be an NBA guy, one and done potentially. But if he's not ready, then, what are we looking at in terms of scorers? Because Slime was one of those guys. He averaged 13 last year at George Mason.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting 7 to 9 points from him off the bench, maybe play a little 4. And I really think today, hearing this news where, I'm under the assumption that he's out for the year. When I hear lower body indefinitely, that's never good. If it was an MCL, we'd hear about it might be a month. That other stuff, it sounds bad. And the first thing I think of with this team is small ball with Baba Miller at the 4 is our big 4. But after that, I think we're going to see Jalen Celestine a lot at the 4 this year. Maybe Atari, maybe Jordy. And I think this is a turning point, really, for this is who we are now. We don't have our big beefy guy. We are going to be finesse. We're going to try to put up points. We've got our rim protector with Mustafa Cham. And then we really, in this out of conference, need to find out who Tyler McKinley is. We got to find out. Is he someone we can rely on in the Big 12? Because if he isn't, which is fine, he's a freshman, Baba Miller is going to play at the 5. And he did do that at FAU, Chuck. I looked into it a little more. He played 30% of its minutes at the 5. And I know, me specifically, I did not like watching Dylan Mitchell play the 5 last year. In fact, I hated it. He doesn't have that rim protection like this. He's an athlete, a help defender. Mm-hmm. Baba is 3 inches taller. I think he will be better at it than Dylan, but I didn't want to be forced into it like this.
Yeah, and the issue that I have, because I've said this many times on this program, I've bought into every UC team in my life. Like Mick Cronin came out, Bearcat Madness. It's like 10 p.m. at night. I got a scoop of graders in my hand. I'm fired up for the Bearcat. I don't know. It must have been an old flavor back in the day, because that was not Bully Bearcat. But anyways, they played the "Who Are You" tape on the big screen. It was like Biggie McLean, Larry Davis. I don't even think those two were there yet. It was like Cedric McGowan and literally
Marcus
Richaniuk and
Sykes.
Marvin Gentry, Marcus Sykes, like all the old dudes. And I knew who none of them were. Very similar to this upcoming year. The difference is we have like an All-American. That year's team, the best player was Deontay Vaughn, who was like one of those recruits that didn't have a picture by his name on Rivals. Poor scouting. But we're really going into the season like Dede Thomas is the only known, at least for UC. Now, I think Celestine is a known in terms of his ability to shoot the three and at least be a contributor at this level. Atari and Jordy Rodriguez, like from everything we've heard, they can hoop. But look, until we see it, I'm not in the position in life anymore where I'm just going to go off what I hear. Because if that's the case, then Trevor Moore was the best shooter in UC history. And there are many other times, Alvin Mitchell could roll out of bed and give you 25. He did not roll out of bed and give us 25 ever. Kenny Belton can shoot free throws. Yeah. No, we never heard that one. But like truly, you go up and down the roster and there are just so many variables right now. Kriisa coming off an injury. It's terrifying. It's truly terrifying. This is the first year of my life, Lily. And I've watched some bad teams, but this is the first year of my life going into a season where I just don't really have expectations. Like, shock me, but I don't have expectations. It's not off to a good start this offseason.
It's a weird one because
we needed
Wes is on the
fresh.
hot seat,
That's
right?
the good thing. We needed fresh. He couldn't come back with Skillings, and even though he's scoring 17 for Baylor in scrimmages, we couldn't run it back from a season ago. The issue is like Jizzle had to have been a focal point of the offense. He's now gone, and Slime, like he was a big depth piece, maybe even a potential starter. He's now gone. Late.
Yeah, and then the way they talked about Jalen over the summer is like he's kind of like a hub. Like he's a good passer. He can use his body to get space and kick it to the corner. And McKinley does that, but we just don't know if he can do it in college. And Jalen was in a mid-major, but he's a veteran. I'm sure
he put up like 18 against Duke. Yeah, I mean,
he was going to be fine. Good player. But in terms of Jizzle and so Jizzle, he's not here anymore. Keyshawn Tillery is, and you were just talking about Abayev, about all these unknowns of players that aren't proven. And all of these last two injuries have done is increase that, like increase the mystery behind this team. We do not know if Tillery's going to be good this year. We don't know if Abayev's going to be good this year. We don't know if McKinley's going to be good this year. But right now, we do know they're going to play. And we kind of need one or two of those guys to be, I'm not going to say good, but like they need to play minutes and not be bad. And I read a big article in the offseason from an NBA writer about the weak link theory. I don't know if you saw this on your Golden State Warriors stuff, but it's this new theory about basketball. There's only 5 guys on the court. It's a small team sport. And if one guy is horrible, any good team, any good coach is going to attack that guy and you're going to lose the game. And this is really big in the NBA because, the players are so good that you can attack any weakness. College, it's a little different. You can muck it up and do some stuff. But I do think there's a little weak link theory that we could apply to this team. And I think we're kind of deep. We were like a month or two ago. We were kind of deep. Now I'm not sure. So I'm a little worried that we will have a weak link on the court at some times. And those top 6 teams in the Big 12 will really pick on us. But again, to the mystery of this team, we don't know. Like we can do all the talking we want in the next 2 weeks, Chuck, with these exhibitions. And it's like, do we really know like who the players are going to be? That's like Jordy, Atari, you could tell me either of those guys would play less than 10 minutes a game or over 20.
I mean, they were added late.
I've got no
They were
clue.
added as insurance policies, you know, that if Jizzle James isn't off the team, then Atari was the second that joined. He may not even have a spot on the squad. So just from that alone, it's a backup plan. And Jizzle James averaged like 14 last season. Haynes averaged like 13, granted a different school. You're losing like 27 points from a team that literally could not put the ball in the basket last year. And you go up and down the roster and Chom someone that can finish the lob and, you know, can stretch the floor, hit a three, but he's not a thing of beauty on offense. Like defense is his bread and butter. He's still a work in progress offensively. We'll see what he can do when we get to Big 12 play. Kirk Kriisa he's good. He's a shot maker, but he's not someone that's going to, you know, give you the bulk of your points. You wouldn't think.
As much as Niehaus wants it, he's going to average 9 points a game.
Celestine's going to average like 8 points per game. He's going to knock down a couple of threes. But like, again, we go into another season. Who is your alpha? And two dudes that were potentially alphas are now out the door. Now, the Jizzle James argument, I think it's a good one. I think it's good podcast material because we're so on the opposite ends of the sword with this one. I believe the fact that you lose one of the best ISO players we've seen in a Cincinnati uniform in like 15 years, you know, Sean Kilpatrick named like 2 or 3 others. The fact that you lose him, I think it's devastating. You would say, well, he's a ball stopper. He's a 2 guard that can't really shoot all this. He got pretty hot, man, at times. And he had some really good performances that only players like Steve Logan and Deontay Vaughn in the past had for Cincinnati. So what is kind of your explanation on saying that, you know, maybe it's addition by subtraction?
So I wanted Jizzle to come back. I just want that to be clear. And I didn't know he was dealing with all this stuff. So, but in terms of our team and like that role he provided of when he was like at his best, his freshman year, 6 man, just getting to his spots. They're like, look at this guy. Like he comes off the bench. He scores. He like knows what he wants to do with the ball. He acts confidently with conviction, gets to his spots and makes it. And if he misses, he doesn't pout about it, you know? And looking at this team now, like you said, you don't see much of it. And I will say Sean Abayev's got to be that guy, I think. It's kind of
so
clear
Wes
to me.
Miller's career is riding on a freshman that we've never seen play 1 minute.
Maybe.
And granted, McDonald's All-American, but
maybe
the last big 5-star we had was Jermaine Lawrence. Can you imagine if we went into that season without Kilpatrick and without Justin Jackson, and we're like, it's Jermaine Lawrence's team? We would have been screwed.
There's a couple other ones though. Like, do you think Day, like,
we still have some
little
good
mid-range?
players.
Do you think he can do that mid-range thing?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
he never felt like Jizzle, but he could do it.
No, it's just the depth thing at the end of the day. I mean, you just lost 2 pieces. Like we said, you're bringing in 3 freshmen that you don't know what they're going to give you. You're bringing in 2 overseas players. You don't know what they're going to give you. This isn't a death sentence for the team. Like, it could all work out. They could be good. I'm just saying you've now lost 2 options that actually can put the ball in the basket and were supposed to be part of the plan. Like Wes Miller, by all accounts, gave the C to Jizzle James because it wasn't working out and it couldn't work out for this upcoming season. It had nothing to do with the fact that he wasn't supposed to be a part of the plan basketball wise. So that's devastating. And then you added an injury. It's the epitome of brutality, as John Rothstein would say. And this is the schedule we'll be looking at. TV times are out. The good news for the Cincinnati Bearcats and the fan base, all you all, this upcoming season, no ESPN Plus conference games. Fuck yeah.
My grandpa's going to be so happy. He does not know how to do that stuff.
Does anyone know how to do this stuff?
him.
I feel like I've canceled and renewed my subscription like 19 times. I may be on my second email. I don't know. I'm getting multiple charges. I'm like, how many
Also, they
ESPN
keep
Plus
raising
accounts
the
can you have?
price.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the quality keeps going down. Was it the Xavier game last year where it just kept freezing? It was.
Yep.
Shame on them. Yeah.
Not a big game
Shame
or
on
anything, right? Like, it's
Wait,
just,
was it on? It was streaming solely on ESPN Plus, wasn't it?
Yeah, the shootout was.
That's a joke.
Um,
Anyways,
I
some
was
big
at the
games that
game,
we
but
have.
for the people watching, miserable.
Some big games that we have. We got a Fox national game on the 31st of January against Houston. That's on the road. We got a CBS national game at Kansas, Allen Fieldhouse. That's in late February. We got some primetime ESPN games with Texas Tech and with BYU. We got an TNT game, a rare TNT basketball game, and the football coverage was great. That's TCU's senior day in March. We also have FS1, ESPN2. What else we got? ESPN standalone.
Chuck, we got Fox
with
at
Clemson.
home versus Houston too.
2 Fox games against Houston. Maybe Gus Johnson on the call. We'd
That'd be
take
great. Get him in Fifth Third.
Clemson is on ESPN. That's a December 21st game. Louisville made its way to ESPN2/ESPNU. They're waiting to see how much this big slime injury affects UC. But look, it's Western Carolina, it's Georgia State, Dayton, Mount St. Mary's, and Louisville out of the gate. So you get 2 good matchups with Dayton and Louisville. And again, we have 2 exhibition games before the regular season starts. And granted, Cincinnati ran Ohio State out of the gym last year in the exhibition game, and pretty sure if we would have seen them after December, UC probably would have lost that game. Hudson and I declared Final Four on the spot. We were hugging each other. Just it sparked emotions that we only knew in the old Shoemaker Center, and we got it in Fifth Third, and the season was a disaster. So I don't think you can make too much out of exhibition games, but it's Michigan and it's John Calipari in Arkansas, both on national TV. What are you looking for in these games? And the answer is anything, because we don't know what to expect, man.
So Michigan's number 7 in the country, for those who don't know, and they're looking pretty good. They have Elliot Cadeau from North Carolina, Namari Burnett from Texas Tech, Yaxel Lindenberg from UAB. I think a lot of UC fans saw him play the past couple of years for AK. Morez Johnson from Illinois. They're looking good. They're supposed to be really good Final Four contender on this Friday. I just don't want to get embarrassed. Number one, I know it's an exhibition. It's not a huge deal if you get destroyed, but it would be cool to keep it within 10. But like the main thing in terms of like what I want to see from UC is I want to see the rotations. I want to see who's playing. We have some injuries. I know Nick Niehaus, our guy, said he saw a player didn't look very healthy at the event tonight. Altari, he might not play Friday. We've heard Celestine's been hurt for a while over the summer, so we might be pretty thin on Friday. I do want to see McKinley and Baba Miller and Cham. I want to see what's going on with the bigs against Michigan, because their bigs are good. So
let me put you on the spot. Injuries hypothetically derail the season, and there's a long way to go, but this team has some injury-prone players, and they're already dealing with 2. Suffers from injuries, and it just like the team fights. You know, they're scrappy. They got some young freshmen that step up. They get better every month, but they go 7-13 in the Big 12. But they were missing 3 of their top players or whatever. How are we feeling about Wes in that situation?
In my head, my brain says I'm not feeling too good about it, you know? It's what is it? Is this year 5? Year 5.
This is year 5.
This is year 5. This is.
You think he's a good salesman? You think he could sell it? You think he could be like,
I
fellas, I lost everyone. Like, give me one more shot, one more.
That's the thing. He's like the teacher's pet in class. Like he's an athletic director's dream. The seats are still there. Like the tickets are being sold. We're getting players that excite people. I really think he needs to make the tournament this year, but I can't believe I'm about to say this. I bet you there is a scenario where he stays if we miss it, if there's an injury epidemic. This is not intel. This is not. It just kind of feels like they like him that much.
That's crazy. It's crazy to me, the blind faith that they have in him. But hey, I mean, Scotty Satterfield's working out, although this is only year 3. That's the difference. This is year 5 of Wes Miller, right?
And sat a lot of shit, but he has technically gotten better
He's
every
improved
year.
every year, right? And Wes,
yes.
it's all over the place. And we talk about how the culture is important, and he brought back everyone from a season ago, and then they immediately burned it down. Like, to me, it feels like the reason they've stuck with him this long is because he's got a really expensive buyout, and it's just fiscally not responsible. And there's still a little bit of faith that he can get it done.
This year, it's
hard
so
to sell.
Easy.
It's hard to sell to anyone if he misses the tournament 5 straight years, regardless of what happens injury wise. I mean, you could. I don't know.
To me, like,
let's not get to that situation. How's that sound?
If we have that injury epidemic and we stink and we play hard, I don't know. I just think it's time after 5 years, and that's me. Like, I believe in Wes. I think he can win here and be here a long time. I just, the James Franklin thing, it's different, but like, he's been there a long time and he never got to that threshold that they were expecting. And
our threshold
is getting to the tournament.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Everyone gets there. Yeah, in the last 5 years, the University of San Francisco Dons have made it there with Todd Golden. And since then, Todd Golden went to Florida, inherited a mess, and won a national championship. Like, we're not asking for a national championship. We're just asking to get to the NCAA tournament. Or if you don't make it, please decline the crown. Because we lost that too to Central Florida. Yeah, and then went in and stole their big guy. And Chom's going to have a huge role on this team. And look, it's not all doom is gloom. We haven't even seen him play a game yet. There are times where injuries can sometimes shake things up for the good. I mean, you saw after the fight years ago, UC decided to go small and, I think started running Justin Jackson some at the 4 instead of like Yancey and Mooj in the same lineup or whatever. And it worked out. But with this year's team, I think Jalen Haynes is a big part of it. And you've now lost him. And you're right. It's Celestine at the 4. It's Baba at the 4. It's not a lot of depth at the big spots. And it's once again not expecting anyone to really have back to the basket moves for this year's team. And can you win that way? Wes Miller hasn't thus far. And we'll see what they can do this year.
You're right about opportunity, though. Think Tyler McKinley today has his chance of proving himself this season has gone from extremely small to this is the biggest chance of his life to in his own hometown kind of solidify himself in the rotation and be like, yo, I can do this.
Yeah.
Not to put pressure on the guy, but this is a huge opportunity for him, right?
The only pressure's on Wes Miller, straight up. Yeah. No one's going to go after any of the guys.
Yep.
It's 5 years of putting together rosters, and injuries or not, if you can't win, no one's going to be going at a particular player. It's just going to be, hey, it's time to go, Wes. We've seen enough. But hopefully that is not the case. Eric Lilly, I'm Chuck Walter. Now is a good time to tell you about Martino's on Vine, our sponsor. If you have not been to Martino's on Vine, there's a million reasons why you should go, starting with the fact that it's a sports bar that has a bunch of TVs. They're big. They're going to have all the games on. It's not one of those bars that's showing Spider-Man 3 on TNT or something. Once a game's done, if they start showing Happy Gilmore, great movie, they're going to change it over to the best game on. Cincinnati games on every single TV. It is 1,000% the place to be. If you're craving something legendary, check it out. Martino's on Vine, right on Short Vine, steps from the University of Cincinnati, home to the best stromboli. It's huge, it's cheesy, it's perfectly seasoned dough wrapped around your favorite toppings. They got 2-foot hoagies. It's a signature. Like I said, one of the best spots around to catch a Bearcats game. Martino's on Vine, food that satisfies, vibes that fire up your day or night, all just around the corner from campus. Lily, that's it for the show today. Little emergency one. Jalen Haynes out indefinitely with a lower body injury. What will the Bearcats basketball team look like this Friday when they take on Michigan? Lily and Niehaus will have the exhibition preview, aka the midweek show for the big game this weekend. It's the Bearcats, and it is the daunting Oklahoma State Cowboys. And by daunting, I mean dog shit.
Cats are 22.5 point favorites. Lily, good stuff. Have a great night. See you, everyone.